Now, I'm putting up a picture of your daughter, this pin that I'm wearing that we all got down at St. Jude in January. For folks who may be new to the Radiothon, who may have not heard Suzie's story, you can tell everybody a little bit about it and why you keep coming back year after year and doing what you do for St. Jude.
Well, Suzanne, our only child, when she was 3, was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. And the doctors at the time gave her about a 10% chance of survival. She'd have to go through a year's worth of chemotherapy, have a radiation treatment, and then a bone marrow transplant, which, of course, we did. Most of our chemo was done in Norfolk area where we lived, and then the transplant was in Washington, D.C. Well, unfortunately, the cancer came back. Well, she'd been good for 2 years, and there'd been some research done, and we found out about a hospital in Texas that we took her to for 6 months. And again, we took her to Texas. We went through the therapy, and the cancer came back. And then the doctors told us, well, there's nothing we can do. It's you'll just have to take her home. And that's when we found out 2 important things. The protocols that they had used in Norfolk, in Washington, D.C., and in Texas all came from St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So we were actually patients of St. Jude, even though we had never been there, because St. Jude shares all their findings with everybody. And the second thing we found out was that St. Jude wanted Suzie as a patient. They thought they could help. And I got the one thing you need more than anything else that day, and that was hope. There was something we could do. And for a year, we went back and forth between Memphis and our home, and the cancer came back. And then the doctors recommended that we move to Memphis. Now, when we went to Washington, D.C., and when we went to Texas, I had to pay the transportation. I had to find a place for us to stay. I had to make sure all the bills got paid. When we got to St. Jude, they said, don't worry about it. We're never going to send you a bill. We'll charge your insurance company, but we won't charge so much that you lose your own coverage. We'll keep a cap on it. And here's a place for you to live. And here, we'll pay for your transportation. Your job is to be a parent and just take care of your child. And, you really don't realize what a relief that is, not having to worry about all that plethora of things that have to go on. And in reality, if somebody had said for $4 million we can save your child, I would have found a way to find the money. I would have learned to rob banks, but I would have found the money. Well, unfortunately, we actually lived in Memphis for 22 months, and then the cancer came back again. And we were lucky enough to be home when